What up, y'all? And welcome to Brother Love Matters, where two brothers get together and shoot the shit while Naomi ain't around. This is Niram.
This is Nia.
What up, brother? You're going to have to bring that microphone a little bit closer
I need
to
to bring
you.
the mic a little closer.
Yeah, there
Here
you
we
go.
All right.
So we on a week vacation, but my brother is here, and he's like, you know what? I want to be on a special Brothers Love Matter. So I was like, well, let's go ahead and pull out the microphone and see what's going on. So what's up, Nia? How you doing, man?
I'm doing quite well. How are you doing today?
I am doing well myself. I'm chilling. Just got back from Colonizer Valley.
How was it?
It was pretty good.
What you do there?
The weather was good.
Okay.
I chilled out with my lady.
Yeah.
Watched a little TV. I ran. Enjoyed the weather.
So you killed it.
I killed it.
You
I
slayed.
enjoyed it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. You know, you in town. You enjoying yourself?
I am. I think I didn't have the same kind of experiences that you had, of course, because this is New England.
Mm-hmm.
And so New England compared to California, I mean, ain't no real contest.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I understand.
Only thing out here is a whole bunch of damn toes. Let me tell you, anybody coming out to New England, don't rent a car in Massachusetts. They're going to get you for the toes. They got me $15 a day.
Damn.
For the easy pass.
Damn. Brother, I told you I got an easy pass right there.
Brother, I just want to go through tolls for no reason.
So they give you $15 a day, whether you're not using
Whether you use it or you don't. And it was like, but it's unlimited. So if you got it, you can run as many tolls as you want. Yeah, I just wanted to run tolls for no reason.
$15 a day.
$15 a day.
Shit, man, we should have ran all the errands in your car then.
Exactly. My bad.
So we got a lot of things going on. This is going to be a short episode, but we got some things going on here. I figured one of the things that we should start off with is this article by Madame Noir.
But before we go there, can I tell you, we did try to find brother love stories.
Yes.
And there ain't none out there. I think me and you the best black friends out there.
It gotta be. It gotta be. So we tried to find some black brothers out there. Or some friends.
Yeah, exactly.
You couldn't find them.
Couldn't find any.
Shit. I told them Marlon and Sean Wayne.
You know when we went to go see the Wayans, that was hilarious.
It was, man.
You know, I think, again, Keenan, he killed it. Damien killed it. Damon. Mm-hmm. And Marlon. Sean, he didn't do too good.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't do too good. Mm-hmm. But I did enjoy it. And that was on Niambi.
Yeah.
Niambi funded us to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot what she was doing, what she had to do, that she missed out on it.
Only thing I remember distinctly is saying, before we go, we need to pick up this cheesecake. Because I'm not coming back to Niambi house with no cheesecake, no kind of gift after she done gifted us these tickets to see the Wayans. And they were hilarious. So if they ever go on tour, I suggest anybody to go see them.
Absolutely. Definitely go check them out. So we couldn't find any. I'm going to say Sean and Marlon. Uh-huh. Is there any other famous black brothers out there?
And if you know, send your stories.
Yeah.
To Brother Loves Matter. No, just like, I don't know.
So, my brother got real enraged thinking about this one article. It was entitled, Why I Stopped Dating Black American Men When I Decided I Was Ready for Marriage.
Niram, I saw this article, and this a sister, I think she is African from the continent and African American, civil rights black. Okay. So really, I think she's like 100% African, because she was just talking about stuff she can't do no more. Like she was like, I can't date brothers no more from the United States. They don't want to be married. She talked all this trash in this article, and in the end, she still ain't married. And that's the part that killed me. I'm like, sister, if you gonna down us, at least got you somebody like T. Charlie had you had here last week ago. At least get him to say, I will you. She ain't even got no proposal yet. Yeah, She talking about how brothers did her wrong.
Yeah.
And I think the most interesting thing is like the stuff she said that brothers do her wrong. Like she was like, can't no brother afford me. I want to be able to stay home wife. I'm like, I know plenty of brothers out here who make coins.
Yeah.
And then her next thing was, I'm an atheist, and ain't no brother out here that don't believe in God and Jesus. And I was like, she must not listen to Black Lives Matter because She could have found somebody in your crew.
All right.
Who ain't on the Jesus train. But that being said, and what was her third point?
I don't know. I'm going through it right now.
It was like, she said brothers. It was brothers who don't want to be married. That was her first one. It was like all these brothers out here didn't want to be married.
Second item on her list is that I want the option to stay at home once children was brought into an equation. And this has never been a negotiable thing for me because I had to accept that to be a viable option, it had to be at a certain income level to be maintained, and at the level of a black African American man who have been all physically barred but breaching. The annual cost of living here in Texas is for a family floor slightly over $60,000, which is a cakewalk compared to most cities on the East and West Coast. Yeah.
Well, see, that was my problem, and I consistently talk to sisters about this. You know, if you say I'm looking for a brother who makes six figures, here I am. Right? If you're not about like I want a brother who loves God, here I am. But the reality is that's not who they really want. You know, they want something very specific and they're not able to voice this. And this sister said she was looking for a brother who made at least $60,000 or $70,000. You can't tell me there ain't a plethora of brothers in Texas who make $60,000 or $70,000. It's just impossible. Not with all those universities down there. And it's a couple of HBCUs down there in Texas. Mm-hmm. You know, and there's some Dallas Cowboys out there. I know them brothers on the team, so you can't tell me you ain't want nobody. I mean, even their crew got to make some coins.
Right.
So I just disagree with her on that. And then, you know, her point was that a lot of brothers don't want to get married. And I just want to be like, no, sisters, a lot of brothers out there just don't want to get married to you. And that may not have nothing to do with brothers not wanting to get married, but her personality. Mm-hmm. So I think she need to do a little self-reflection and some checking there.
So the third one was having spiritual openness. The role I played in my dating failures was being partial clear. Christianity is a huge part of Black American culture, with 8 and 10 identifying with the religion. A discussion surrounding how that became is a conversation for another day. But on average, Black American men identify as Christian and identify as Christian more than their peers, attend church regularly at a rate that exceed their peers, and religion communality is one of the deciding factors. Which is, I don't know about that.
See, I was a little bit confused because I know a lot of sisters that go into church and they be like, "It don't be no brothers in there." So where all the brothers that she's saying up at church? Because they don't be there to the sisters who churches I know.
I don't know about that one because that spirit. This article must be too specific to her.
I think it was too specific to her.
She's talking about Texas. I don't know about Texas like that, but I know it's a lot of brothers in Detroit that ain't going to church.
I know it's a lot.
They wouldn't be like, you going to church?
No. I know a lot of brothers. Let me tell you, I live in Atlanta. I know a lot of brothers in Atlanta that don't go to church. I lived in Baltimore. I know a lot of brothers in Baltimore that don't go to church. Mm. I lived in Arizona. I know a lot of brothers in Arizona that didn't go to church. And I lived in white ass New England, and I was one of the brothers who didn't go to church up here. So you know, me and the army, we done found Jesus. But like, so I really didn't know where she was coming from. Mm. To me, it sounded like she was just hating on bros because she ain't found nobody to say I do. And what she said is, instead of dating brothers from the United States, or, you know, what we would call civil rights black, she's starting to date continental Africans. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that being said, her father is from the continent. Mm-hmm. So I think that instead of her just saying, I got a problem with black brothers from the United States, mm-hmm. she should have just said, you know what, I want a man who's like my father. So I'm looking for African.
Right. And then she go on in this article talking about how she feel obligated to protect our men from embarrassment, you know, going out to dinner and being mindful to pick the cheapest item on the menu, and bringing other forms of payment just in case they date is unwilling to pay.
Well, my thing is, kudos to you, because I've never seen no sister just pick the cheapest item on the plate when I've taken them out. But, you know, so she must be a rarity in herself. Again, sister, it sound like we a match, but she didn't want to call me. Okay, but look, I'm not 100% civil rights black. But that being said, you know, I think that her problem really was she has this real strong stereotype of what brothers are. And she probably brings that to the dating table. Right? Like she's like, oh, well, you know, he's going to be cheap or he's going to be all these things. And so she comes with a negative attitude, and that probably comes across in the conversation. So what I'm thinking is she coming to the table saying all this crazy stuff, and brothers are just getting up and leaving and be like, nah, I ain't paying for this meal. But my thing is this, in today's world, why do you think you should get a free meal anyhow? Just because you're interested in conversation? Hell, I'm interested in conversation when you don't pay for mine.
I guess chivalry is dead.
It's I'm not saying brothers shouldn't pay. You know, my thing is, well, you know, I take girls out to McDonald's on the first date, and they can get anything. They see again, she missed out because she can order anything she want on that menu for me. But like, you know, Mama Niambi said, you know, you will end up paying just as much going to McDonald's as you will going to
like Panera or
something like that. Depending, I know out here like a number one combo was like $10. I was like, damn, I can go to the Chinese restaurant and get some egg foo young for that much.
Exactly.
So I think it's just, you know, like how her energy coming towards the date, and you can read that and feel that on her letter.
Yeah, so, you know, and that's one of the things I'm looking at just talking about, you know, if 5 to 10 years of casual dating has resulted in nothing but heartache, emotional baggage, and unresolved trauma, then it's your responsibility to explore what you can change to fix that aspect of your life.
And this was my thing. In her article, she said she went to a therapist, and the therapist was helping her identify what kind of, you know, common denominators was in her trend of dating habits that was causing her to, and the common denominator that her and her therapist came up was brothers. I don't know about that therapist too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, she might need some money back on that. Because she was like, I went to my therapist, and my therapist said, you know, write down the things that are common. And I was like, oh, they don't go to church, or, you know, or they, you know, they all, look, I done misspoke because I said they don't go to church, because that's what most sisters are saying.
Right.
She was like, they always going to church.
Right.
Like,
what brothers is this?
I don't know.
Because all the brothers I know don't go to church, including me.
Let me tell you, I told you earlier today, my pastor is starting to work himself up into a tizzy every Sunday, and it bothers me. I'm like, you know what, Pastor, I might need to dip out. So I'm there for the last 20 minutes, and then I dip out early. But that being said, I think that she was like, yo, I'm really looking for somebody who is who doesn't have a defined spirituality, or who's looking for spirituality. That sounds like a lot of brothers out there. I know a lot of brothers have been turned off by church. Her idea that brothers don't want to get married, I don't think it's that brothers don't want to get married. That's never been the case. What I think what happens is that, you know, it's brothers need to feel that they're in a certain level to provide for a family.
Yeah.
And since they're not in that position to provide, they're like, well, I don't want to make a commitment because I can't provide
for you. Yeah.
Yeah. And so until they get into that position, you know, they don't get married. That's not to say that they're against marriage. They're just waiting till they get to the right position.
But sisters don't want to wait for that, though.
No, they don't. And, you know, that's the hard part, I think, in looking at societies. I mean, because if you imagine if we were in the motherland or any many cultures, you know, as a male, you would have to show that you can afford, you know, to provide for your wife. I know when I was in Kiribati, one of the things that was really interesting is that, you know, the young boys, when they wanted to get married, they would have to fish every day and go cut toddy every day and then bring these things to...
What is toddy?
Toddy is like this juice that comes out of a coconut tree, but it's not actual coconut water.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like a syrup.
Okay.
And you kind of mix it with water and drink it. But they would have to cut toddy, and they would have to go fishing every day. And then they would bring these things to the girl's family to show that they could provide for her. That's when they felt like they were getting ready to get married, right? And I think that we still see that in today's societies where brothers are like, you know, I want to have enough to put down on a house. I want to have enough money to, you know, provide for you, to provide for our family before I say I do. And another thing is, it's kind of embarrassing if you are going to a girl's house and you're asking for the hand in marriage, and the girl's father is looking at you like, well, you ain't got shit.
Right.
So that may be one of the reasons why brothers aren't so big on the bandwagon to go ahead and say, I do.
Yeah, compared to back in the day where men used to be, for lack of better words, bring home the bacon or whatever. And like you can survive off of just one salary.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily the case these days. And, it does say that, brothers need more opportunities to step their game up so they are can doing it. But it's just an unfortunate thing that just happens like later on in life.
Yeah.
Versus like early on.
And there are plenty of opportunities. I think there are plenty of brothers out there who want to provide enough for a woman so she could be a stay-at-home mom, right? If that's one of her choices. But for her to say that brothers just seem to be against it or there was no opportunities for that to happen, I just found that to be untrue. At least from the crew I'm hanging around.
No, I said there might be just a different type of brother out there.
Yeah. Like M. Chala, the yellow light-skinned prophet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He make enough money.
You do?
For, his girl to stay at home if they got married and raise kids. So I don't know how, exactly. I think it's just the brother she was attracted to. But what kills me is she's taking that, what she was attracted to, and applying to all brothers.
Just throwing the whole nigga away.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. With the bathwater.
Just all of it.
Yeah.
Damn it, man.
She was like, this bathwater look dirty, so I'm throwing that black baby away with it. And I just said, I ain't got time to be cleaning up pretty tubs.
I ain't got time for this shit.
Yeah.
These niggas don't want to be married. They keep going to damn church too much.
Yeah.
And what was the third one?
They didn't want to get married, and then they earn any money.
Oh, they ain't earn no. So these niggas ain't making no money. They going to church too much. So they praising the Lord, and they don't want to get married.
And that really seems like I don't know what is it, oxymoron when she's saying these brothers go to church too much, but they don't believe in marriage. Because most brothers I know going to church all the time
and believing in marriage.
Yeah, I thought those kind of go hand in hand.
I thought you got a point there.
So I just don't know where she's finding these brothers at. Sounds like to me she was dating some broke gay men. Right? Because they was in church, but they didn't want to get married and they ain't had no money. So it sounds like to me she shouldn't date broke gay men. But don't say you don't date brothers because of that, because there's plenty of brothers out here who aren't broken gay.
You got a point there.
That's just what I thought.
Not the broken gay part.
Okay.
But the oxymoron of these brothers going to church too much and they believe in the Christian faith so much, but they don't want to get married.
But they don't want to get married.
That
was
don't
her
make
experience.
sense.
That was her experience.
That don't make sense.
I never heard of such.
Is there any brother listeners out here who wholly into the Christian faith but don't believe in marriage?
Can you please
blacklovematters@gmail.com
and tell us how that work out? How that work? You was like, I love the Lord. Well, okay, I take it back. Maybe she wasn't dating black gay men. Maybe she was dating black men who were so holy they was wanting to commit themselves to the faith. Like she was dating priests.
Okay.
Which may have been the case.
But
because they don't earn but if they black priests, don't they got coins? So she was saying most of the black preachers I know, they wives stay at home. The big mega pastors,
right?
Because they just first ladies. Mm-hmm. They be at home in the house of the Lord.
True.
They be a housewife at the house of the Lord.
Housewife at the house of the Lord.
All the pastors' wives I know, but maybe that's just me.
Okay.
What's the next story you got?
Anything else on that?
Nah, I was just thoroughly disappointed in her.
Okay, because I know that saddened you.
It did.
So another thing I want to talk about is, did you see that video about that man that was about to get shot?
Let me
tell
you, I saw that video. Every time I see a video that comes out about the police and how they treat men of color or people of color, women included, it always, like, you're shocked to see it, but then you look at it and you be like, "What the fuck?" Like, right. You're not surprised, but then you're surprised. Like, they continue to surprise us, but we don't. Like, I don't know how to talk about the emotion of being surprised and not surprised, but that was shocking.
So, for those of you who ain't seen it, there's a California man who was still demanding answers a month after a police officer in California pulled his gun out because he thought he was stealing some Mentos.
And again, my question is, what is a person's life worth? So you telling me if the man had stole the Mentos, his life is only worth $1.19?
Yes.
And that's just crazy to me. You want to do a replay of what happened in that? Let's do a replay of what happened.
All
So
right.
which one you want to? You want to be the Latino dude? You want to be the police officer?
I'll be a police officer.
Okay. So, hello, I'd like to buy these Mentos. Thank you. How much? $1.19. Here's my $60. Please give me my cash.
Hold up. Police officer.
What happened, cop?
I got my gun out.
Why?
I'm about to shoot your ass.
Why?
You stealing those fucking Mentos.
I paid for these.
You Mexican motherfucker, put the Mentos back down.
Here.
Leave. Get your money and fucking leave.
Okay, do I get my Mentos?
You ain't buy those motherfuckers. I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to shoot you. Get the fuck out of here. Oh. He bought those Mentos?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. 20 on 5.
20 on 5. These brothers they just don't even care, right? It's just a part of their day.
Oh, my bad. Can I get 20 on 5? on the black and white truck, can I get 20 on that?
On the tinted windows SUV.
Right.
I'm proud of
Just so nonchalant about it.
Yeah.
Ain't show no badge. This nigga just brung out his gun over some Mentos, though.
But my thing is, he was in a pair of shorts. It looked like he was in a pair of shorts and a black shirt.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know he was a police officer. I mean, he said he was a police officer, but how am I supposed to know that?
Right.
And for him to just say, I'm not gonna lie, I probably pissed myself. Now, whenever I would have saw that, it would have just thrown me off. Mm-hmm. Right? It would have took me, a while to just understand, like, this man pulled a gun on me or you
Right.
just for having paid for some Mentos.
Right. And because he thought his preconceived notions is that I stole something, even though I didn't.
But my thing is, he saw the cashier giving him change back. What did he think the change back was for?
Gas. I don't know. Water bottles.
For $1.19, the same amount of cost for the Mentos?
I don't know. Do they take cans at in California? You know how you get deposit 10 cents a bottle in
but
Michigan?
that man was getting like $59 change back.
God damn.
He was getting like $59 worth of change. I just thought that it was just out of this world. And I think that as people of color, we really need to have that conversation about what is the value of the lives of people of color. Mm. Because I'm constantly concerned about it. You remember that time you were driving home and your headlight went out.
Yeah.
And I said, brother, drive directly home. And I'm going to stay on this phone till you get into that house. Mm. Because we don't know, you may have said, oh, I'm going to stop at Walmart to get my headlight. And I was like, no, right? Because brothers getting shot in the parking lot.
Right.
Or if you drive home and a cop may pull you over and just be like, do you know you got one of your headlights out? And you're like, yes, officer, I know. And he like, bang, bang, bang. You should have known, you should change that shit before you got on the road, right? And not understand. And you was like, I was sitting on the phone with you when you were talking. You was like, bro, I think one of my headlights just went out.
Right. And that would have been a scary thing because you're like, yeah, they killing brothers at Walmart. Let's take your ass home. Go in the daylight.
Yeah. And change your light bulb in the daylight.
Right.
What I think is really hard in the 2000s, and we really didn't, I think it started with Trayvon. Mm. Because before Trayvon, we really didn't have these conversations. We might have had them every now and then, but we didn't have them as serious as we have them nowadays, right. Where we're just like, no, brother. And I think this is when we talk about like how brothers interact with each other. Like we have to say, okay, brother, let's think this through. I know your headlight is out, and you may, we paying a game of what is more important. Like you may get pulled over by the cops for that headlight being pulled over, or you may get shot trying to change that headlight. I think your chances are better if if you get pulled over, then you try to change it. Right. So just try to make it home as quickly as possible. And the thing that's hard for me is like in those conversations, I don't know what the response would be if I'm on the phone with you and something does happen.
Right.
Right. Because I know I'm gonna just be balling. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put on a show at the courtroom. I'm gonna put on a show on television. Mm-hmm. Because, but for us as brothers, that's a real
Yeah,
real
is.
experience. Yeah.
Like I even remember talking about after Trayvon, like how we need to practice like screaming our parents' name and our significant others' names and friends' names so we can distinguish. Because that was one of the things that went down is that old dude mama came on there talking about that's my child's voice.
Yeah.
It's like a grown ass man.
No, it was that Sabrina had said, "That's my son. That's Trayvon's voice," and he was like, "No, that's me."
Yeah.
And we're like, "This, you can hear them screaming for help. That sounds like a kid."
Right.
And he was like, "No, that's me.
That's me."
And so they were like, "Well, he was asking, because the idea was that Trayvon was beating up on this grown man,
Right.
And they've done studies to show that police officers and other people, when they look at young black men, they think we're older. They think we're bigger, right? And so that's really dangerous for us. And I think that's really hard. Like, the idea of, what can't we do? We can't, go to the park and me and you can't go to the park and play paintball.
No.
Right? Or, me and you can't just go for a run, with hoods on in the wintertime.
No.
Right? Because it'll be like, why is two big black men running?
Hell, we can't even chase after a bus after the bus and passed us up.
After the bus.
Because they be like, why is this black man running so damn fast?
Trying to catch that bus. I mean, it's just really hard. And I think that was something that, even though this wasn't a brother, he's Latino. So he is a brother in a sense, that it shows you how quickly a situation can escalate.
Yeah.
Because he pulled that gun on him.
Like real quick. Like over some Mentos, whether he stole it or not. And even though he didn't, like, just to pocket some shit, and his first thing is, "Hey, police officer, I got my gun." And he cocks that bitch back.
And he was like, "I'm putting bullets in you. Take it out of your pocket."
Over some Mentos.
And put it on the counter. And then when the man gave him back his change, and you can see him be like, because I would have probably got my Mentos.
Right.
Because I had paid for them.
And your ass would have, bow, bow, bow.
Yeah.
Over some fucking Mentos.
Over some Mentos. Dr. Nia, gone. I think that's what's tragic in this.
Yeah.
World. And then we got sisters saying they don't want us because we don't believe in marriage. I mean, these are kind of things that, not to conflate the two issues, but these are some of the things that brothers go through on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm. And both of them are bad.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that in this society, people fail to realize is that both can happen and both can still be bad.
Yeah.
Niggas can't be shit. Mm-hmm. And there's some niggas out there that want to be shit.
Yeah.
And you discrediting them.
Yeah.
It's still bad.
Yeah.
But that doesn't conflate from the nigga you fucked with not being shit.
Exactly.
Because he ain't shit, nigga.
He ain't shit.
Yeah.
Or even if both brothers ain't shit to begin with, they still shouldn't get shot over $1.19 roll of Mentos.
Right. That ain't even that good because it looked like he got the white kind.
The white kind. He didn't even get the fruit flavor.
Right.
It threw me off. It was just tragic.
Yeah.
I was all kinds of tragedy on that one. But what I'm going to say is, brothers out there, keep your head up. There are some sisters out there holding you up, supporting you. You got brothers out there who are supporting you, and just learn from these lessons that we're seeing out here. Like if the cop come behind you and say, take the Mentos out your pocket, just take those Mentos, because that disrespect ain't worth your life either. Mm-mm. Because I know some brothers who will get buck on somebody over that. Right? I keep saying they ain't messing with the right brothers. Because I know some brothers will be like, "Oh, you got your gun?
I got my gun too." And then be a standoff.
Over some Mentos.
Over $1.19.
Exactly.
So that is crazy. All right, next story. Do you want to talk about Kanye West, or do you want to go into some of these letters?
Well, I just want to say this about Kanye West. So this was the thing that killed me about the Kanye West thing. So Kanye West sent out this tweet. I hope everybody in Black Lives Matter community saw his tweet when he was saying that, he feel like his place in society now is kind of like the Harriet Tubman, and that he's out here freeing 1,000 slaves.
Yeah, I freed 1,000 slaves and could have freed 1,000 more if they only knew they were slaves.
Yeah. For one, I didn't know who Kanye was freeing, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. So who do you think Kanye was freeing with his,
I don't know. White people who want to be black and wear hobo chic.
I mean, I don't know who he think he's freeing. You know, that part confused me. You know, the second part that confused me was that I guess it was a professor who went on there who went on to say that, you know, that quote shouldn't be attributed to Harriet Tubman because Harriet Tubman didn't say that. My thing is George Washington didn't say that he didn't cut down the cherry tree either, but because he told plenty of lies. But, you know, it's a part of American folklore. And so that saying, you know, I freed 1,000 slaves, I could have freed 1,000 more, is really just a telling story of, for us to understand what it must have been like to be Harriet Tubman. I don't think Kanye West is Harriet Tubman.
No.
Because what I got from the story is, imagine you have gone down into these woods where you can get shot, killed, and everything else, and you're saying, do you want to come to freedom? And they look at you and say, what's better than this?
Right.
Now, I don't know. Or
being like, I'm afraid I'm going to stay my ass here because I don't want to die.
Exactly. But I don't see Kanye getting in it. Where was his going down from free land to the slave states? What was his danger to say we all had a slave mentality? What was that at?
Marrying Kim Kardashian.
But you know what? I keep saying this. I felt like Kim Kardashian Kanye West was the only black man Kim Kardashian could marry and not drive crazy because he was already crazy. Yeah. He was on, because you know they've been dating a whole bunch of brothers, and they be like, oh, you know, I'm just saying this is what the people say. They be like, you know, them Kardashians drive brothers crazy. But I feel like when Kim married Kanye, she was like, look, I done found the one brother they can't blame on me
because he already crazy.
Because he already crazy. Yeah,
I agree, but I also think that, you know, a lot of people blame it on the Kardashians, and I don't even really think that because they not like, whenever like real shit hit the fan, they don't even put that shit on their platform. So when Lamar Odom was going through that shit and he was on that shit and you know, doing them drugs and shit, they ain't put that on the TV show.
They ain't talk about no cocaine use or alleged cocaine use or whatever. No. Sleeping with alleged transgendered persons.
Right.
That didn't even come, which would have been interesting because whatchamacallit was transitioning near around or thought about it near around that time, right? Yeah. So that he could have had some.
That would have been good for TV.
Yeah, Caitlyn could have had something to say about it.
Right.
But they didn't bring that up. I wonder if Caitlyn went to Lamar and said, you know what? If you really into that kind of stuff.
Nikki, you
I'm just saying. Because I don't keep up with the Kardashians because I don't keep up reality television. But ain't that what they were saying about Lamar? Like that he you know.
He was at the said Bunny Ranch using said organic Viagra drugs and things went down.
Okay.
But I even think about all the real shit that went down with the Kardashians. They never bring it up on like their TV shows or use it on the platform. They just kind of ignore it. And like most of the times, these bitches, be like, you know, when we gonna eat for lunch? I don't know. Yeah. And then like the whole story would be about these hoes figuring out what the hell they eating for lunch the whole day.
And it end up being Chipotle.
Right.
And then they get a Chipotle contract. And next thing you know, they'll make millions off of it.
And then everything like, I think I want to go to Chipotle. Yeah. You too? I think I want to go to Chipotle too.
Truth be told, I think it's just strong product placement. Right. I think Chipotle already done told them, hey, we're going to slide you some change if you can get us into the storyline. Right. And then they be like, okay, let's pretend like we don't know what we're going to eat. Bam. Our choice was Chipotle.
Right.
Like,
shit.
So I really don't think, but for me, Kanye in his conversations is, you know, he was like, you know, I'm freeing brothers and sisters' minds and I'm getting y'all out of slavery and things of that nature. But I want to be like, what is he truly is freeing you from? Like, for an example, Kanye said he was like T.I. said that Kanye said he wear the maggot hat, right? And T.I. said, well, you know, I want you to know what that really means. And he was like, well, they don't mean that when I wear it. And T.I. was like, yeah, it do. It still mean that, right? Just like Kanye was like, I reclaimed the Confederate flag, just like we reclaimed the N-word. My conversation with Kanye is this. reclaiming the N-word didn't stop its venom from whites towards black.
Right.
When white people still say the N-word towards black,
I still want to punch him in the throat.
Exactly. So that wasn't the reclaim of power part. The reclaim of power part was that the N-word could no longer be used amongst ourselves to maintain this form of slavery, right? So I don't know how we have been using the Confederate flag or Donald Trump amongst ourselves to keep each other down. Have you heard of somebody be like, yo, you?
Oh, Donald Trump ass nigga.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't know if that's...
Don't know how that works.
I don't see how that works. So I don't know where he freed us from. And I think that's the part that, you know, like, that confused me. I'm still confused about it. There's a lot of things that we can be freed from. Like, if he was going to free us, why didn't he put his shoes on super cheap sale and say, you know what, I'm going to free y'all from materialism? I know that's something that's in the black community that people want to afford shoes they can't. Why didn't he set up a program so for every pair of black shoes you bought for 500 Kanye shoes, they opened up a savings account for a black person for $100 or, you know, somebody who was in a foster care system. Then that would have been freeing.
Right.
But he took his $500 from his shoes and put them in his pocket. Right. So only thing he freed black people was from their money to his. That don't sound like freedom.
Sure don't.
That sounds like some whatchamacallit stuff. I ain't gonna say, but you know.
Some get you gotcha.
Get you gotcha. That's just the thing that kills me about Kanye. I
think another thing is on this, listening to this brother speak and like seeing the videos, it really seems like he can't get his mind is running 1,000 miles an hour and he can't get the words out of what he want to say. And it almost makes it seem like he's at like a state of mania. And you know that brother been on some drugs. You know, he talked about how he been on the opioids, and you know the brother's taking some other shit too. So you know, I think there's a lot of that going on. A lot of people also been saying that you know maybe this is I want to say like an art installation of like Kanye just doing like some type of art project.
Like Joaquin Phoenix when he was like, I'm not famous anymore.
Yeah.
And then he was doing that documentary.
Yeah.
But he really wanted to be famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't go around. That didn't go off too good either. I don't know what Kanye think he doing.
I don't know, brother.
Maybe he's just at that level of genius that we can't even comprehend.
Well, you know, maybe he might cut off his ear or something.
I don't know. Well, you know what? Even that at least would be interesting. Being honest. I would look at it. He'd be like, I'm going to free myself from these ears. I could have freed 1,000 ears. If only you knew what you was listening to. Y'all can't hear the real music. I freed my ear. Please, please, Black Lives Matters community, do not free your ears.
Jesus.
That's what old Yeezus said.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what Yeezus said.
That's what Yeezus said.
All right, Childish Gambino. You got anything about that? This is America?
You know, the strangest thing is I'm not big into Childish Gambino.
You're not big into rap.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, Tupac and Biggie. Right?
Okay.
So, I like old school LL Cool J also.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you know Slick Rick.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So, the golden age.
The golden age of rap. You know.
Okay.
Can't nobody beat Slick Rick, was it Children's Story?
Uh-huh.
Man, that man was a storyteller. They tried to deport him. Talking about illegal immigration, they tried to deport Slick Rick because he had a felony or something like that on him.
What's going to send his ass back to England?
Yeah. But then they, the New York governor,
pardon him or something?
Yeah. So he could stay. A national treasure, Slick Rick. Hey, you want to make some cash? Freeing 1,000 slaves and then making a dance. That's the Kanye remix. I'm sorry. I'm done.
So have you seen This Is America?
I've seen the part where the bullet went through the man's head.
So that's all you've seen?
Yeah.
All right.
But my question is with Childish Gambino is, you know, I hear you and Niambi going on about his work on ATL. Did I tell you that time I had y'all was on Black Lives Matter and was talking about, what's the man name? The crazy dude who was in the attic?
Teddy Perkins.
Teddy Perkins. I listen to Black Lives Matter, and please don't let this be I'm the only one in the community. I listened to that episode, and then I started having nightmares thinking Teddy Perkins was getting me. I ain't even never seen the show. I woke up paranoid that Teddy Perkins, because I Googled Teddy Perkins, and I saw the picture of him. I went to sleep that night, and I woke up, I was like, somebody in my house. I was paranoid that Teddy Perkins was going to come and get me.
Did you see the episode?
I haven't seen the episode. Y'all,
brother, you missing out.
Y'all was so descriptive about Teddy Perkins, it got to me.
You missing out.
Remember, I think there was a time I told you I had that dream where I kept waking up, but I was still in the dream. Yeah. And then I went downstairs, the door was unlocked. I was like, Jesus, Teddy Perkins going to get me. That Black Lives Matter be too descriptive.
Too descriptive.
Too descriptive.
That means we be doing our job. So you only seen it when you just seen the beginning then.
Yeah.
When the dude on the guitar was playing. You know, I'm gonna turn down the music because you know I can't afford.
You can't afford more than 20 seconds.
I can't afford to pay him. So this is all. So we watching the video now because Nia said he ain't seen it.
So Childish Gambino is turning around.
Yep.
Doing some kind of dance. I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad he body positive. A lot of brothers went out there and showed that body.
Yeah.
You know, he said, these my love handles, and I hope y'all can handle this type of love.
So you seen that part there?
I seen that part.
The initial part where he shot somebody.
He shot somebody in the head.
This is the blackest shit I've ever seen in my life. So these is all the hot dances, Nia. I know you don't keep up on shit.
I do not keep up on the dances. You know, is
you see those spirit fingers though?
Is it just me, or has dancing gotten soft in these years here? I don't know what's going on with these dances. They need Michael to come back. You know it's bad when you have to say Michael was the hardest dancer.
What?
Him and Janet.
You know, I'm still practicing on my moonwalk.
You know, hey, I can make it about halfway. I can make it to Mercury.
He also bring back the chest hair. You know, I'm a hairless man, so I ain't got to worry about chest hair.
I'm gonna tell you something. Childish Gambino is not bringing back chest hair, being the fact that I done had chest hair since 1993. And let me tell you, I've been rocking it hard. You know, it's like when sisters come up and they see these chest hairs and they look at them, I'd be like, yeah, it's just as soft as his look.
So you didn't see that part when he shot the choir?
The whole choir.
I told you he shot the choir. It's like, I didn't even see that. Yeah. I think it's dope.
You think it's dope?
I think it's the blackest thing ever. I think at this point, Childish Gambino can't lose. The only way that he can lose if he say something about Michelle Obama, or if he come out molesting some women.
Yeah, Childish. Childish, don't be getting on no kind of Me Too hashtag.
Right.
Don't let them come out on that on you. You should stay on the up and up.
Right. But other than that, he winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he shoot somebody else. I can't remember. Oh, I didn't see that horse. You seen that horse?
No. Well, you know, I have to give it to him because, you know, back in the dance, you know, rappers used to pop and lock all the time. And now, you know, they try to be hard. Now, Childish Gambino, so he rock like that.
The thing I really enjoy about this brother, though, is that you can tell him growing up, he was weird as fuck, right? Mm-hmm. But he grown into that weirdness. It's like Will Smith in his ears. Like, nigga grown into his ears.
He did grow into me, yes.
Like Childish Gambino grown into his weirdness. Because I feel like if he would have just tried to fit in with the crew, we probably wouldn't even have this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you know, I think when he lost points with me, when he was that black Republican on the Lena Dunham, whatchamacallit, Girlfriends. Wasn't that him? Childish Gambino? Yeah, that was him. That was him. Because Lena Dunham got all this slack for saying she didn't have no black people on her show and she was in New York. And so I think Childish Gambino was on the show and he played a black Republican. It was kind of like a spit in the black people's face to say, oh, you know, you saying I ain't got enough black people, so just because I'm a liberal feminist, I'm going to date this black Republican, and that's going to be my the black face that I show on my show.
And then here's a bunch of these white people chasing after his ass.
Well, that was the realest part of the video.
Because it's America.
Yeah. When they ain't chasing you.
Never. Always. So that's that. You ain't got anything else about that?
I thought it was, I mean, it was an interesting play. Like I said, I want, what was that Warzone video by T.I. that had, he tried to flip the script of what Black Lives Matter looked like. But he ain't flipping enough. I wanted the violence of the Childish Gambino with the blood and shooters out and the cinematography with that theme that T.I. had.
Okay.
See, they was in Atlanta together, but they ain't vibing like they should. They need a little bit more vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nia had went very descriptive about it.
I wanted to be rough.
Go ahead and tell the people.
I wanted to be where you see like a white boy buying a bag of Skittles, and then these black cops come and just lay bullets in it, bang, 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 and there's a jury, and it's a black judge, a black jury, and they're like not guilty, and then the next thing you know, you see a white woman driving a minivan, and she's going or packing up. She's going a white sorority girl going to college, and she get pulled over from the cops, and she flick her cigarette out, and next thing you know, you see her hanging in a jail cell, and then the cops, and then the jury is like not guilty. I want to see that kind of, because it's that constant play of that black bodies don't have value. It's kind of weird in a sense because we need to see it to know what's going on,
right.
But then it also reinforces in us that our bodies don't have value. So I mean, it's like double trauma. I get traumatized by seeing it, but then I get traumatized knowing that it exists when I don't see it.
Right. Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing of it.
And I think that's one of the things that I guess me, you, and Nyambe haven't had a chance to sit down and really talk about, like, because I know the conversations I have with you. And I know the conversation you had with me about being a brother out here in this world and struggling. But I don't know, is that the same kind of conversations like you and Nyambe have? Because I know Nyambe and Nia, we don't have those kind of conversations. Like, she don't say, all right, Nia, when you get out there, watch out for them cops. She don't say that to me at all. No.
All right.
What she usually be saying to me is like, all right, Nia, don't be sitting up in your house. Ducking and dodging people.
See, you ducking and dodging separate things. Near them dodging bullets, you dodging people.
Yeah. I mean, trying to, I had to ask somebody, do you not understand the polite swerve? I swerved on you politely, you ain't get it. And she was like, nah, what is that? I said, it's when I tell you I ain't coming in a nice way. That's the polite swerve. They came to respect the swerve.
No, not in this day and age, brother. You got to hit with the hard swerve.
No.
Don't call me no more.
I think it's because I'm from the South.
Yeah, it is. Because, you got to have niceties, too.
Yeah.
Like, no, thank you. By saying that and saying it like that, because it's almost like a question. No, thank you.
Well, you know what I knew the nicety was when I had said, all right, now I'm gonna let you go because I know you got a lot to do. And you said, I ain't doing nothing right now. And I was like, brother, I'm gonna let you go.
And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I'll holler at you later. Brother, I'm gonna let you go because I know you got a lot. Brother, I'm playing house husband. I ain't got shit to do. I mean, like, I'm just gonna let you go, brother. Oh, okay. Bye. Yeah, you can let me go. I got things I need to do.
Those kind of polite swerves. The polite swerves.
Oh, this is you giving me an out, and I'm supposed to take it out? No, nigga. I'm not taking it out. I ain't got shit to do. You want to get off the phone with me, you got to let me know.
I got to say, okay, I'm ready to get off the phone.
All right, brother, I'm going to let you go.
I'm going to let you go. That's my thing. I'll be like, brother, I'm going to let you go. Yeah.
All righty. So we got a couple listener levels here.
All right.
Kitchen table talk.
Go ahead, give it to us.
We're going to bust a couple on. I know we're going to redo these when Naomi come back. So we got one, and it says, hey, y'all, I need some advice on friendships of the opposite sex. While you're in a relationship, I have a guy best friend, and we've been friends for about 7 years. 7 years now, and our relationship has always been strictly platonic. My boyfriend has never said that he feels uncomfortable with that, but that's the energy I'm feeling. it's just weird for me because I'm not going to stop being friends with him, but I'm always want to make my boyfriend comfortable about the fact that me and him are friends. My boyfriend doesn't have any girlfriends, friends who are
Yeah.
girls. So he feels like it's weird that I have guy friends that I'm close to. You both talk about friends of the opposite sex. So how do you feel about strictly having platonic friends of the opposite sex? Have you established boundaries with those relationships? Do you ever hang out with those friends alone? What are some ways to get them to hang out without being weird for my boyfriend?
I think this is really interesting letter because me and Nira, we ain't friends. Okay, I'm gonna tell the story. So y'all already heard in probably like episode 56 or 42 or something like that of how I met Nyambi first, and Nyambi was like she didn't need any friends, and I was like, hey, let's hang out. And we was working together, and eventually we became friends. And then, you know, Nyambi, of course, has come, has come home and is like, yo, this is a cool dude named Nia, whatever. And she told me about you as well. And then we just met and we started hanging out like that. So I think that it really depends on the dude. Because, I mean, you weren't threatened like, oh,
No,
Nyambi is hanging out with Nia today.
no.
And it's not like me and Nyambi don't have times where it's just me and her.
Right.
Just like me and you have times where it's just me and you.
Right.
Yeah. So I think there's kind of insecurities on the dude part.
It has to be, and because I have multiple friends who are female that are like strictly platonic, like growing up, like throughout childhood. So I think about B. I think about my godparents. I mean, not my godson's parents, and it's somebody else. It's strictly platonic, and like I followed them throughout life, and they followed me throughout life. And that's one of the things I've told like people I was dating is that these are my friends. Some of my best friends. I've known them all my lives, and this is a brother sister relationship, and they probably gonna be here longer than you gonna be here.
Yeah.
So either get used to it or you can go on somewhere because our relationship was established.
And me and Amaka actually had a conversation about this. And I had said, I could be dating, me and Amaka talk on a regular basis. And, we say, I love you, I sometimes jokingly call Amaka my wife. I talk to her mom.
Yeah.
And we're just friends. So it would be hard for me to be dating someone and they say, I don't want you to be friends with Amaka anymore. Right? Because I'm like, hold up, me and Amaka, we chill like that. That's just, and it may not be, and there's nothing sexual there. So, I think it's really having a conversation about like, why is a person feeling insecure? Like, do they feel like, does her boyfriend feel that she is emotionally cheating on him with this male friend?
I think that's very interesting to think about because I also think about like, especially when you have like that closeness relationship. So like they've been friends about 7 years. So you have that closeness that it's almost like a jovial brother sister type thing. Like so, I think about one of my best friends. Like her nickname in the hood is Boo. So whenever I call her or everyone comes to the phone, say, "Hey Boo, how you doing?
Yeah,
what's going on? Oh Boo, you funny," and shit like that. And people might be like, "What the hell? Who the fuck is Boo?"
Yeah.
Oh. That's such and such. Like, we've been friends forever. Why the fuck you calling her Boo?
Yeah.
Because that's her childhood nickname?
That's her childhood nickname.
That's what the people in the hood call her?
It's weird. I don't know how that situation would be. I don't know how, well, okay. So, I guess what would be your advice to her then? How does she introduce this male platonic friend in a way that the boyfriend feel like there's no threat there?
That's a good question. I think, it's double date style. Two ways.
Well, what if the friend don't got nobody to double date
That's
with.
what I'm
Or
saying.
what I was about to say, what if they like Nia and be like, I don't even bring no hoes. Y'all don't need me, none of these hoes. You know, I be trying to tell them, like, my friends ain't gonna like you. When can I meet your friends? Never. They ain't gonna like you.
But I always thought that was the thing, and maybe that's the confidence I got in myself, is that, you know, whoever Nyambi brung around, whether it's new or old, they ain't got shit on me. And and if shit gonna pop off, it's gonna pop off with me being jealous or not.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was always my thinking about it. But I guess the other thing is just like letting that brother know that your friend is non-threatening to your relationship.
But how does she do that? Like, so you
It's
the
almost
boyfriend.
it's like a play date.
Yeah, you the boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
How does she bring her male friend around you? Imagine if you one of these jealous niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would it? Imagine you.
Right.
Okay,
Let me channel my inner jealous nigga.
I want you. You know, we both know this dude who we is jealous. He need to be jealous.
Okay.
Right? We both know this dude
We know this dude that need to be jealous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine if, you know, his girl got a platonic best friend, and you the dude. How does she introduce that platonic best friend to you?
I would just say, be like, hey, such and such, this is my brother. We've been good friends for X, Y, and Z. We gonna play some spades and drink and watch TV together. Nah.
I'm just imagining, like, if you jealous, like, I don't know if that would work.
That's what I'm trying to find my inner jealous nigga.
Yeah, it just don't work.
Okay.
You gotta.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so
You be the chick. Come on.
yeah. Hey, Neil, this is my friend.
Who the fuck that nigga?
You forgot to say, I'm tired of you bringing motherfucker niggas to my house, bitch.
Oh, my bad. Who the fuck is that nigga?
You know me.
Right.
Who is it? Jehovah's Witness.
So I'm trying to embrace my inner jealous nigga.
Yeah.
Because I'm really not jealous.
I just can't imagine.
So the thing is like, so you trying to push up on my chick?
No, man.
You sure about that?
I'm positive.
Y'all
We just friends.
Did y'all fuck?
No.
Did you ever want to fuck her?
No. She ain't even my type.
She ever want to fuck you?
I mean, look at me. Of course.
Oh no, I can't have you around my chick when I'm having thoughts about fucking you. Because that's the only thing I can think of about like insecure ass nigga when it comes to that is, do you want to fuck my girl, or do my girl want to fuck you? Because I don't think the emotional relationship, niggas don't care about no emotional relationship. They rather you have an emotional affair with somebody else.
So they ain't got to listen.
They ain't got to listen.
They be like, he got it wet.
Right.
I just slide on in.
But now you fucking with my pussy.
You know,
So those are the things I think about. Is two things: you fucking him, or you want to fuck her, or she want to fuck you. Which one is it? Because there ain't no reason y'all should be together all this time.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna put on my Nyambi hat.
Okay,
let me get it. Okay, I got my Nyambi hat on, and Nyambi would say, "What's her name? What's the girlfriend name?"
Let's call it Key.
Okay, she's like, "Hey, Key girl, you know, in situations like this, you got to, you know, for one, you got to keep it laid on your man." Oh, maybe that's just me. That's Nia. Okay. You can't be, don't talk about him and like all his successes, because then that's going to make your man feel more jealous. That's the first thing I would do. The second thing, okay, what Nyambi would say. Second thing I would do is Make a special time for you and your man where you don't bring up your best friend, and set boundaries. It's really important that you set boundaries where, you have time you spend with your best friend and you have time you spend with your man, but don't make it seem like, your best friend time encroaches with your man time. And girls, sometimes you just gotta, lay it on your man a little stronger to let him know that you love him and appreciate him. All right. What's her name? Keys. All right, Keys. That ain't the Neon. She ain't here, so we trying to kill people.
I know, right?
I think that's because we was just taking it brother talk. I think that's Neon's response.
But yeah, I guess the other thing is definitely some boundaries. So, letting your friend know, like, look, don't be calling me after 10 o'clock.
Exactly.
That's a no.
Or don't text me.
Don't text me after 10 o'clock either.
Exactly.
Even if y'all talking about scandal. Or a scandal going off, how to get away with murder or some shit like that. You gotta wait till the morning.
Or you know what? If y'all ain't got nothing to hide, put the thing on speaker.
Right.
Let your boy laugh at it too.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my advice.
Yeah.
Just create boundaries. Making sure you spend time with your man. Make sure you lay it with your man on a regular basis and do that right. But then also make sure that you create time for your friend, because you don't want your friend to feel like he's being left out of the situation because you got a new man.
Right.
That would be our suggestion.
And maybe your nigga just jealous.
I think it is too.
If that nigga jealous.
Exactly. You might need a new man. To me, it sounds like you need a new man. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I always say? If somebody one of your men don't like me for no reason, I did shit to him. He gay. Don't I always say that? And it always be the case. I'm bowling 9 for 10 out of that one. Only one of them didn't like me. He won't gay. But the rest of them, they ended up gay.
Jesus.
Next.
All right, so we got one for B.
Okay.
She's a 95 baby. She was born in 95. She's also been touched by white hands.
Okay.
Down here in South Carolina. She graduated from undergrad about a year ago. She's a cubicle warrior. She definitely don't like the job. She hate that shit. And she like me and applying for like 10 jobs a week. So she got a few questions. What advice do you got for cubicle warriors? And when it comes to getting job interviews, how do you go about doing them when you're working 9 to 5? Do you call out sick? Do you use vacation times? Or, what is the best way about going around this?
Well, I work in the Cube, and I've been on the job market, looking in the job market. One of the things that I've done is just schedule time in my Cube time that I may go for a walk, right? And so I just leave and go for a walk. But I'm known for going for walks at work, right? I'm just take a 15 or 20 minutes. Another thing you could do is schedule it during your lunch break.
Yep.
And
just make it a long lunch.
Make it a long lunch.
So have your lunch break and then schedule a meeting off. I want to say campus, but off the job site that you got to go meet somebody for an additional 30 minutes, so you have time to come back.
Or one of the things you can do is find out if you got flex time. So, like sometimes you can come in early and then, or you can leave late or something of that nature. So if you have flex time, try to schedule that interview for the early mornings and then you just come in later. Or if you can schedule it in the evening and then come in and then come in earlier and leave later.
Right.
So those like using your flex if you have it, using lunchtime if you have it. But if you're doing something like you have a interview, just take the vacation time.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you don't want to get in bad standing at your job before you have another job.
You're right.
Because that other job that you're interviewing for may not come through.
Or the last thing is act like you got a family emergency and just leave for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Sound like you speaking from some advice.
Yes.
So
hello, this is him. Put the finger up and I go to the bathroom and I just sit there. Oh my God, the alarm went off at my house and the police need me to come there.
And then just head home.
And the
thing is, you can head home, pretend like you got the alarm ready, and then come back.
Right.
Like, oh, I got it. It's done. The police,
Right.
Yeah. So those are kind of advice I would give. But definitely don't just take the call while you sitting at your cube.
Go to your car or something.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a phone interview. Just go sit in your car.
You know, the crazy thing is nobody want to schedule a phone interview for during the weekend. Like everybody always want during the week.
I know, right? Especially when you know you got a job.
Y'all
motherfuckers know I got a job. I'm at work right now. So you want me to take off work so I can talk to y'all motherfuckers?
What they say about my work ethic?
Exactly. If you think I won't do it for this job, what you think gonna happen when I get tired of y'all motherfuckers?
We'll do the exact same shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a setup. But, in my Niambi hat. Okay, what's our Niambi hat? Niambi hat would be, what's the name? Hey, bees, girl. So for this, you need to try your flex. If you got flex, you can do that. When I was at the box store, I just, took time off. I said, is that what she did? Mm-hmm. I just said I was sick. Or I had some family emergency. And, maybe schedule it over your lunch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That would be it.
I hope that works. If not, Nyambi will be back next week. Talk to her again.
Yeah. Look, Nyambi gonna listen to this and be like, I need to talk to all these people over. She gonna be sending y'all personal emails. Right. Do not do what they said do. Look, Nyambi ain't the only one that's successful here. Okay. Niam got 2 jobs. Mm-hmm. I'm working hard. Okay, we all doing it here. Okay, go ahead. What's the next one?
All right, the other one says, hey, y'all, the other day I was having lunch with my girlfriend of mine, and 2 black men came in with their white girlfriends. Mm-hmm. One guy in particular was giving his girl extra attention, and what I can see, it read like he was trying to protect her from us, the 2 black women. I found myself irritated, wondering about how black men really view black women, and wondering why they would give these white women power to feel like they're better than black women. They empower these women, making them feel like they can speak sassy about black women and make comments about us. Niram, hold on, me?
Yeah, you, Niram, this is for you. Sorry, Niambi. They ain't want your opinion on this one. Niram. See how sisters be turning on each other? Go ahead. Thought she had your back.
Right. Niram, why do black men turn their backs so much on sisters? I know black girls have shortness in their speech and emotions that fly high as billboards. We really hold our opinions, and sometimes we roll our eyes. But aren't those things that make us boss? What would it take for brothers to appreciate? I think black women's souls makes us extremely special. We discuss interracial couples. I don't know what you're talking about, sis. I love a loud mouth black woman. That's why I'm with Nyambi.
I'm going to take offense. Because Naomi be like, Nims.
That's why I'm with Naomi, because I love a loud black woman.
Let me tell you. One time we had went to this store and this couple was popping off, and next thing I know, only thing I hear was ding dong. She had walked out the. I was like, where did she go? She was like, you ain't catching me in that. You know, the thing is, she got me selling people now. You can have all this. You can have all this.
That's a good Nyambi right there. You can have all this.
This your stuff.
All this is yours. I'm going to pack it up for you in this bag. This is yours.
I don't want none of this.
I don't want none of this.
She went to that door, and that door said, ding dong. She was like, you're not going to get me caught up.
So...
For one, I would have to say, sister, is that it is not brothers who are making white women feel that they are superior to you. That's not, brothers don't have that ability. That's the white man. So, that's the white man who's called them princess all these years. Make them feel like they better than you. But that ain't us. And I don't think that a white woman dating a black man make her feel like she better than a black woman. I don't think her having a black man make her feel like that. I think that she already think that, whether she had a white man or a black man.
Okay.
What you think? You think dating a black man, that's when the white... So my question, in the way it's written, is like, white women think they equal, and then they get that black man, and then they be like, ooh, girl, I'm better than you now.
I'm better than you, black woman.
Yeah. No. They already had that.
They already had that. And in their family eyes, they doing the downgrade.
Yeah. Exactly.
Even then.
Let me tell you something, sister. This is something my sister used to always say. When she used to see black men dating white women, and this is back in the day, when, sister was getting mad and throwing things when they saw black men with white women. My sister used to go up to that and be like, get it, girl. You get that, brother. And I would be like, P, why you say that? And she was like, I want him to hurt you like he been hurting us. So you can feel my pain.
You can feel my pain.
Love should have brought you home last night so you can listen to Mary J. Blige and Toni Braxton and Anita Baker. That's what my sister used to say. But
I think it's, I don't know, brother, because I think about that. I don't know. I don't feel like, I think it's personal, like per person basis. Because I think the brothers who do be dating white women, maybe they most white. I don't know.
Well, my thing is,
I don't know. Go ahead.
A lot of times, I see sisters who are like, well, this brother here is dating a white woman, and now that he's successful and all, when they get successful, they start dating white women. And I don't think that's been it. Like I've said in the past, what I've seen is that there'll be some kind of corny, geeky white brother in the classroom. He don't get no play. And then
that white girl give him some play, give him his first BJ or HJ, and then he be stuck with them forever. It's almost like, damn, what was that? When old girl was like, was that Atlanta? Yeah, that was Atlanta. When old girl was looking at that white woman, he's like, well, I spent 7 years with him while he was in community theater. And she was like, bitch, I ain't got 7 years to be waiting on this nigga to go through motherfucking community theater and blah, blah, blah. It's almost like that meme when there's like, I prayed, Lord, to send me a man of my dreams. He's like, I did send it to him, but you said his belt was fake.
You said his gator was fake.
And I think, I think that might be, that's one of the cases where, you do have like these geeky brothers or these brothers who not popular back in the day. And then the only person they give them players is white girl. Because like, oh, you like corn? I like corn too. But the chicks be like, the fuck you listen to corn for? Limp biscuit looking ass nigga.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck you wearing Vans before that was cool.
Well, another thing is that, we take a different approach is that, sisters, maybe maybe this brother, maybe he had his own insecurity that he felt like he wasn't good enough for sisters. Right? Like he felt like he couldn't do everything he needed to do, but he knew that, this white woman would take it. And so he's with them. Right? And so, my thing is, to follow my sister's example, is like, if somebody, like, if you feel like you are a dime and somebody doesn't want you, then that's a blessing. Right? Because as I always said, if you come to me and holler at me, I already know you got one thing going good for you, which is you got good taste. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm going to give you the number. We're going to talk. I'm going to try to find out more about you, and no matter what, because I know you got good ass taste. So for anybody who passes me by, like I try to holler at and you don't want to holler, cool. Because, you got bad taste.
Right.
So, I would kind of look at it like that. But I can kind of understand how sisters may feel like, they're being played as a second-class citizen in this situation. Because what the two letters came from today, it seems like, well, the letter from the sister who wrote and said she only dating Africans, and then this sister who is saying, why is it that brothers are dating white women and not getting any play back. It just sounds like a lot of sisters out there hurting, looking, trying to find the right man. And those brothers are out there, but I think that sometimes it's kind of like what Cat Williams say: you have 99%, and that 1% you don't have, they'll pass you by.
Right.
Right. So maybe he goes to church, or he does community service, or he just he makes good money, he's educated, he's fun, he makes you laugh, but he dresses whack. Sometimes you just gotta be like,
Right.
my brother just dressed whack. Or maybe he got everything that you want, but he don't slay in the bed. Is that something that you pass up? And if you are saying, he ain't slaying, or he dressed whack, or he's everything but he doesn't have a college degree, because I know that for a lot of educated sisters, that comes into play.
Yeah, like brothers with college degrees.
Yeah. Start looking at, maybe is it the 1% he's missing, is it something I could really live
Is it a
with?
deal breaker?
Yeah. And I think a lot of times it's not.
Yeah, because I think about Nyambi and mine, our situation with everybody just all the listeners can't just fathom how I can have my beliefs in the Grand Architect, and like Nyambi be like, I love the Lord, the Father, the Son, the Spirit, the Holy Ghost, and everything else, and be like, I don't understand how y'all together. I'm like, how did that work? And it's like, well, evidently it's not a non-negotiable. So there's something also to think about. But you're a product of an interrelational couple. What say you?
Well, well, I would say this: like, my uncle married a white woman. My other uncle married she is Louisiana Creole. She's black though. And then my father married an Asian woman, and my aunt married the brothers. You know how the brothers would be light skinned and had green eyes.
Oh, the niggas with the funny
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah. My grandmother, she was like, I don't trust him, and she was like, because he got them funny eyes, right? Love my uncle, he was a killer, literally. And then he did his time. He free now. But I having came from that situation, I know what it feels like when people look at your, the children or the family, and they're looking at like, why does somebody choose this person, or what, anything like that. It may be that they just deeply fell in love. You know what I'm saying? My father and mother fell in love. I always tell people the love story. My father had got drafted to go into Vietnam. He was on a tugboat, and my mother, sold food from the canoes and in Bangkok. And a wave came, hit his boat, and he fell over into the ocean. She paddled over to him, pulled him out of the water, and saved his life. And then after they, started dating and things of that nature, he went to ask my grandfather for her hand in marriage, and my grandfather said no. And he said, the reason why I don't bless you two getting married is because here in Thailand, you're considered to be high class. And, even though he's an American, he is, he's black. And, this was during the civil rights era. And she was like, in America, he's treated like a dog. So even if you go over there, for one, you're going to be a foreigner, and they're going to treat you like a dog, but your husband won't even have the ability to protect you, because they can treat black men like dogs. And that's why I won't let you get married. Right. And so she fought against that and still got married. Right. And so for her to experience sisters looking at her with a side eye, and not understanding her background and what her sacrifices were and how they fell in love with one another, is really, a painful part of our familiar history, right?
Bitch, I ain't got time to wait for no nigga to come back from no draft. This nigga went over there, fought the war for the white man, and I gotta wait for him to come back.
Exactly. And my father was a farm boy, right? So those kind of things. I think, I would always say that, what I've seen is brothers who date white women, if you a sister, you didn't want that brother anyhow.
No.
You didn't want him.
He ain't the one.
He ain't the one for you. And, so don't even waste your time and energy and being like, like when you see him coming in with a white woman, don't even, have no emotions. And if, he is protecting his white woman against you or whatever like that, just have no emotions toward it. Like, he can do or say whatever he wants, but that man is a non-issue for you.
Right.
He's non-existent. He ain't in your blood. He ain't in your dating pool. He ain't paying none of your bills. The only person I'm concerned about is somebody who pays my bills. True and that. So this brother on the side, he ain't paying your bills.
That sounds like a good thing for me, brother. That sounds like a good answer.
You mean my channel Nyambi would be like,
all right, channel y'all Nyambi.
She'd be like, what do you guys in our Black Love community listeners think? We gonna have to have more interracial couples on the Black Lives Matter.
You know that how it be. We need to have an interracial couple. Because I'm not sure. I've always dated a black man. Nears.
The Nyambi family solid black.
Right.
It ain't no. Everybody just ain't black.
Just all the way black.
They solid black, so they ain't no interracial.
No interracial nothing in them. 100% slave bread.
Love you, pops and moms now. They weren't the original Black Love stories.
Right, they were. They sure were. Well, brother, you got anything else before we close?
No, that's all for me. I really enjoyed it. I hope the Brothers Love Matters community shout out,
So as always, if you want to submit a question for Kitchen Table Talk, shoot us an email at blacklovematters@gmail.com. To talk about anything that we talked about today, head on over to that website at blacklovematters.com. You can leave us a voicemail at 508-784-1111. We're also looking for those 5-star reviews, so go ahead and send them at those too. And if you got a black love story, blacklovematters.com/love story. We'll talk to y'all later, and love is ever evolving. Talk to y'all later. Peace.